I was in the heart of it, where it all happened, in the dark of it. I'm talking all the graphic. Do I ever miss a block? Man, they all asses. I think it's heaven at the top till it all crashes. I was functioning with the rep cause I was one of them. Look, every soldier around kept a gun on them. Everything looking for them, running up on them. I got some pictures in my mind, I could never post them. It was explosive every day, we made a show of it. Tried to get rich and died trying, had to go for it. The generation off the killer made you know of it. But it's hard to be proud when you're grown from it. The clear wrong of it, it's still right there. A fraternity, your brother stays like king. For respect and the disrespectful environment. Damn, the danger in the trenches, what's exciting? Life is the kill, at least that's how we move. And your word went Neil, had to show and prove.
They call me Boolin or M4, you know.
They used to call you Boolin or M4, like not cooling, but Boolin, yeah?
Where it all happened, in the dark of it. I'm talking all the graphic. Do I ever miss a block? Man, they all asses. I think it's heaven at the top till it all crashes.
This is Gangsta Gangsta. I am your host, Askari Abdul Muntakam, and I'm here with my co-host,
Mr. Michael Hall, better known to y'all as the Deacon.
So he say he better known as the Deacon, but we all know him. What we know him as, huh?
Baby Duck.
Baby Duck. Quack, quack.
You got your road dog with you, huh?
See, we down here in San Diego and he can't hide from that Baby Duck thing. Look at him. He be trying to run, boy, Jack. He be trying to run. That's Deacon Michael Hall for all you God-fearing folk. I know all you heathens on the street still call him Baby Duck.
Oh yeah, man, you on one this morning, huh?
All the time. All right, so we're down here in San Diego. We're going to be doing an episode, and we're going to be talking with Mr. Keshaun Price, and we know I call him Shaheed. Other cats used to call him what they used to call you, man.
They call me Boolin or M4. You know,
they used to call you Boolin or M4, like not cooling, but Boolin, right?
Yeah, Boolin. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
See, back in the days, I would have to fire off on him, calling me that. Wait, see, back in the day, it was a bit far off on him, bam, a little bit.
No. You see how he moving his hands like we would have been. That's not what would have been happening. Not back in my day, anyway. But I'd have grabbed this little boy, but
hey, see, no punching. He was going to straight wrestle with me.
No, not wrestling you, man.
All right, tap out.
I'd have broke you. All right. So we're down here, and I'm saying Keshaun Price because we're here in San Diego, and you all folks from San Diego know for sure. You all know the Price boys, and he's one of the Price boys. So we're gonna be talking with Keshaun, or Shaheed as I call him,
yeah, for sure.
about what's going on in his life and what has happened in his life to bring him to those places. And that's what we do on Gangsta Gangsta. We talk about the journey, right? We don't have judgment for having been in a gang, done all the things that gangs do. We have no judgment for that because that's the life that we lived. We came from those places, and to the extent that we were able to, we overcame them. Some of us, and some of us are still struggling through that. That's just the way it is. So let me ask you this. Let me start this off and ask you this one question. So, in your formative years, like when you were young and you were, before you became a gang member, before you started, running the streets. What was your life like? What was your life like before you got exposed to the madness?
I like sports, smiling. I wasn't aggressive when I was a kid.
Did you just say you like smiling?
No, as a kid when I was younger, I used to like because now that I reflect, I was always like the joyous. Even now, I was always like a super joyous person. Like I was just like bro, I had the big ass head with all the grease, and bro, you always smiling. Like what's going on, bro?
Are you always smiling?
You know what I mean, bro?
They should have called you smiling.
So yeah. It was,
so what did your family call you? Like they didn't call you Smiley. What did they call you?
No, so I only had one family nickname, and my auntie Niecy called me Skeeter.
Skeeter?
Yes. I don't know where that came from.
I don't either. But I was about to make an inappropriate joke about what would a skeeter be in the penitentiary? But
God. That was before my time.
okay, that was before your time. All right, got it. All right, no, so all right, so when you like sports. What kind of sports did you play when you were young?
I was about to say basketball, football, basketball.
Was you any good?
For sure, man.
Now
Yeah,
let me ask you
sure.
this. I didn't mean to ask you was you any good. Let me ask you this. Who can we talk to verify whether or not you was any good?
Anybody that come from the Southeast San Diego,
Oh,
you know what I
what?
mean?
Like, like that? Like
Yeah,
you must have been. So I can't go to the newspaper though, right? Because you like anybody in South Beach?
Nah,
No, not anybody.
probably like Pop Warner. Like if you look at like voice and viewpoint of San Diego, you know, like 13, 14. But once I got like to high school, like 10th, 11th grade, it was over with. It was, you know what I mean? Like I was like had a lot of potential. I was one of those like, man, you had a lot of potential. Like he had a lot of potential.
So that's actually good because Michael talks about this too, like because he was the same thing. Like when he was young, he was really into sports, and then something happened, and sports took a back seat. Mm-hmm. When did that happen in your life? When did sports take a back seat, and why?
When I know consciously when it took a back seat, because that's a great question because I can't like directly pinpoint. I could directly pinpoint when it was like, okay, sports is over. Now I'm full fledged in the streets. Damn, I'm gonna have to say like I was playing football in high school, 9th and 10th grade. I was still playing football, but I was in the streets. So, but damn, I would say 9th grade because I was only really going to school because I want to play football. And when football season was over, my grades was like, how did you get to play football, bro? You're like, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna say 9th grade.
So what was you doing in the 9th grade? Was you like ditching? Was you?
Nah, what's odd is I didn't start ditching school. I was a late bloomer in ditching. I like even growing like I was a late bloomer in ditching. It was like I didn't start ditching till like second semester after football season was over. That's when I started ditching high school, like second semester, 9th grade. Football season was over. Then I was like, I started ditching.
And what was you doing when you was ditching? Like, was you hanging out? Because when I was ditching, right? Because I went to jail much younger than you. I was 14 when I went to jail. Mm-hmm. So when I was ditching, we would go up to Hollywood, right? We would we go get on the bus and start jacking cats. We would go down to the Hawthorne Mall. We would do stuff. We would be going different places, mm-hmm. right? We go downtown LA. We would be going out to trying to get into some madness, right?
Right.
And when you were ditching, you were much older, so you would have been doing something a little different than I was doing when I was. So, what were you doing when you were ditching? What was the kind of things that you were doing?
I think the first time I ditched, it was like going to a girl house across the street, and I was just going with like the bro or something like. You know what I mean? The second time it was like, hit a house lick, burglary.
Right. Oh, we did those too.
You know what I mean? I think the first time I ditched, it was like just following the bro to a girl house.
You don't want to know what this dude right here, Michael, was doing when he was ditching. Well, I'm not even gonna talk about it. We're not gonna talk about it.
So like that was like 9th grade. That was like the first time I ditched. But I was still playing sports. I was like 15, 16, 15, I think. Yeah. 9th grade.
And so what moved you from you were doing sports, then you start ditching, hanging out with the chicks and doing your thing, mm-hmm. Then you moved into another arena.
Oh,
what caused you to go there?
Oh, I now know exactly what was the moment that was like, this is it.
Okay,
that's crazy. Now I know exactly what was the moment. My and now my 9th grade year, the big bro GFO died. He ended up it was my 9th grade year. Football season just ended, and big bro GFO, rest in peace, stand for Greg from O'Farrel, and he died, and that was like when he died. That was like our way of like I don't know, like a symbolic gate open, and we was like, bro, now we're going all in. Before when he was live, we was still going all in with ninth grade, but he was like that symbolic gate that kind of like try to keep us, but he was the only one that wasn't shooting us to set, but everybody else was. To put it like that, like we was already known for our names and stuff. But once he passed away, once he got killed, it was like, now my ninth grade year. It was like, oh yeah, now we in it. We in it.
So, did you ultimately graduate from high school?
No, in juvenile hall when I got my GD.
I mean, so the streets.
Oh, yeah.
So on the streets, that's a kind of like common thing that ends up happening. You get into gang banging, and everything takes a backseat.
Everything takes a backseat.
Right. You know, Michael and I talk about this a lot of times. You know that. I mean, when we say everything, we mean everything takes a backseat.
Facts.
Like, you know, your mom takes a backseat, pops, everybody who, like, the set hold more sway than anything and everybody.
Even girls take a back seat.
Even girls
take a back seat. Like, even though you know you do your thing with them, but like that's all. And then I gotta go back to the homies. Like, I gotta go where the homies is at. I gotta hang out with the homies. Like, they get a few little hours, and then I'm back with the homies. Like, everything takes a back.
So, what effect do you think that has on you as a teenager? When you take on this thing that so envelops your life that even your family takes a backseat. What effect does that have on you as a teenager? What does it do to your teenage life? What does it do? How does that kind of inform where you're going next in your life?
Are you saying like when we take on the gang life, how does it transform that everything else take a backseat?
Right. Like, so for example, if school is taking a backseat, then you're not going to school.
Yeah, facts.
If you're not going to school, you're not getting the grades. You don't get the grades, your life is going to be different than someone who stayed in school and decided to get the grades, and maybe even if they wanted to transfer to a university or whatever and have a career in this. Like, what career trajectory does that take you on when you say, hey, you know what? Everything in my life is going to be about the set. What kind of career trajectory you think you're on there?
Oh man, juvenile hall was right around the corner. Like once like I did 10th grade, I was in 11th grade. So I dropped out in 11th grade.
Okay.
A month into school, I couldn't play football. Like, so they told me, look, you got to sit out for 6 weeks, and then you could play like the 5th game. And I'm like, what? That's over with.
Okay, talk to me about that. When you left school, what was the feeling? Because you were spending your days in classrooms.
Oh, no, but the reason why I left school.
But that's the reason. But what happened? Tell me the reason too. But what happened? What was you filling your days with that you would normally fill your school days with? What were you filling your days with then after you left school?
No, so it was interesting. I never even banging and stuff, right? I was still in high school. I wasn't really a ditcher. I only ditched to go rob houses and stuff like that, right?
Okay.
When I got to 11th grade, I went to juvenile hall, and that's when I never went back to high school. I went to juvenile hall, got a GED.
Oh.
And then when I got out, all my friends and stuff in school was still in school. And I'm like, bro, I'm not going to, y'all. They wanted me to play football, and I'm like, nah, bro.
But what were you doing? What were you spending your days with? If you weren't in school.
Oh, yeah.
So there was, you know, it's like if you're a teenager, you were in school, you got a structured day, you got class from this time to 3 o'clock, blah, blah, blah. You didn't have that. So what were you filling your days with?
Man, it was homies. It was go to the set, going to go play basketball. Literally, like get up in the morning, bro. Who? This is our literally. They were like, who picking one of us up, all of us up. We gonna play basketball, and then we gonna just kick it in the set. Like at the end, we didn't sell drugs or anything like that. Like that wasn't our preoccupation. Like we played basketball. Literally things we did while everybody was at school. We like playing basketball or hanging out like at a like somewhere in the neighborhood on a block or something, and then like that's it.
Were you already actively engaged in the gang lifestyle at this time?
Yeah.
And so in between the basketball, and that's when all you're doing all the other stuff that involves that lifestyle. Okay,
Going to high school, like when we wasn't in high school, but we were still going to
go up to high school
football games.
Right.
So like we were the ones that was like, though all our peers was in school, we were the ones going to like the high school football games with like certain shirts made. You know what I mean? Like just like we were those individuals. Like, oh, those is the.
So y'all was engaging in the fun part of being in high school, but not the serious part.
Not the serious part.
Getting their education.
Right, exactly that part. We was engaged in all that, like brothers, homies, and it was getting invited to go like to proms and stuff, or like certain little dances, but we wasn't going to school. You know what I mean? Because we was in part of the community. We all our friends went to school. We were the only ones that like wasn't going to school because we was out of juvenile hall, like bro, and we was just ripping and running, and then and then causing chaos by going up to these schools that our rivals may be going to, and we'll get jumped at the school. But we don't even go to high school. We're done with high school, but our age group is still in high school. You know what I mean? So we're going up there. Or, our girls we talk to go up here, and so we're like, those are the things we're doing,
right?
Because these are our peers.
Right. So when was the first time you had a negative consequence as a result of being a gang member?
I'm gonna say, damn, because when I committed when I had my first crime, now I went to juvenile hall for, it was with homies, but so that was like when I was like 17 years old, 17.
Yeah. And how long did you stay in juvenile hall?
We did, I did, oh no, I'm lying. I was 16, 17, I went to juvenile hall physically. At 16, the same homie, my bro, we ended up catching a burglary, but juvenile hall was so filled up, they put us on ankle bracelets. So I was on home supervision, and then they took us off home supervision, and 2 months later, we ended up getting locked up for committing a burglary. I was 17 years old at that time.
Okay. And then you went to was that the first time or the only time in the halls?
I went to juvenile hall twice. I went to juvenile hall at 17. A month after I turned 17, I was still in high school.
Yeah.
I was still in high school junior year, but they told me that I couldn't play the first 5-6 games, so I was like, okay, I'm really done with this. I'm kicking this can off the road.
Right.
And then right after that, got locked up, went juvenile hall.
Okay. So you could correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm just going to tell you how it sounds to me. So it sounds at this particular point, you ain't like really turned up yet. Like you ain't really like the dude that they later become known as, like that fella that you later became known. Is that true? Like were you people like, did people have a reason to be afraid of you when you were 17? Like a real reason? A very, very real reason?
So at this time at 17, we were just fighting at this time. Like we were okay, hold on. Damn. Cause it kind of merges into like, that was around the time where shit got super serious. Like after I got juvenile hall, it became real, like it was already serious. I'd already lost friends.
But that's what I was talking about. I'm talking about, so when you went into juvenile hall, you were not the guy who later
it was more
emerged.
It at that time, like that's when around time that myth, that status was getting applied. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So you kind of know what I'm trying to say. It was like,
well, it's always an evolution. It's always it never is like it never.
Right.
When I first went to juvenile hall, I was scared. I'm not gonna lie, I was real scared. The last time I went to juvenile hall, I was turned up. So it was just two different people when I first went to when I last went.
And how many times did you go, Michael? How many times had you gone to juvenile hall?
To juvenile hall, I probably went about like 5 times.
Right.
See, and what was interesting was I was 17 my first time, all my bros was already going at 14, 15.
Right.
So I was the bro that was like kind of like, I was like, my little brother was at juvenile hall, went to juvenile hall a year before me. You know what I mean? He was 15.
Mhm.
I was just 17 when like we was doing a lot of like crazy shit. But that was when I actually had to like, damn, now I gotta go really go to juvenile hall. There goes my experience now.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
what was you doing in juvenile hall? Was you like, was you fighting?
Nah.
Was you doing, like, what happened there?
it's just like when I be telling stories about prison.
Yeah.
And you be like, bro, what was your experience in prison? And my like juvenile hall was like, cause I was always like I had a fight, one fight in juvenile, with my name and everything. I had like one fight in juvenile hall. I never like, it wasn't like, I had those like, in like, but it wasn't like, I didn't have a hard time in juvenile hall either. Cause I'm a likable guy.
This guy, man, you should.
I'm not.
Michael, when you hear this dude's stories about the penitentiary and like,
No.
you're like, man, where the hell was you at? Like, what are you talking about? He's like, oh man, it was unicorns and cotton candy. It was just wonderful. It's so wonderful.
Maybe that's how I cope with it now, huh? I cope with it now. We're trying to paint rose-colored glasses.
You knock it off. Like, no, I've never seen any of those things. Like, you don't knock it off. What prisons were you at?
My first term, I was in Donovan. In 2011, I was in Chuckawalla. Those are two prisons I was in my first
It was
term.
at Chucky's house, so that explains some of it.
And then that was when I was 19 and 22. And then
So them was like level 2s, right?
yeah, those were level 3s and 2s. Donovan was level 3 at the time, and then 2. And then I got out and I went back at 22.
Right.
And then I went from Chino to
But
Wasco.
when you went
to High
back,
Desert.
he was a completely different dude.
Well, when I went in at 19,
Yeah.
that was real guy. What you hearing about?
Right.
Well, like that was him at 19. When they finally 17, and I went to prison at 19. Now it was like, oh yeah, that like, that's when that what you be like, bro, y'all be talking about Shaheed like what this guy is. But that was at that time. Then it could have been like, okay, yeah, like that. What people say would have fit him at that time
Right.
at 19. And then I got out. They released me at 22, and I went back in before I turned 23 for my 15 years. And that's when I went to Chino, Wasco, and then sent me to the 180 in High Desert.
Right there.
And I was like 20.
So how was the experience at the 180 in High Desert?
Man, I always tell people all the time. I went up there Boolin, I left Abdul Shaheed. You know, and when I tell people that, when basically I went up there Boolin and left Shaheed, it was like, I always like to tell people this. I always like to tell people like, bro, before anybody else was able to question me, I questioned myself, right? Like I always was like, I'm a gangster, I'm this, but when you get up to as we could attest to, you get to those high levels, like you get up to like High Desert, Pelican, those 180s. Level the definition of a gangster and it changes.
Right.
It changes like it changes. It changes from you a street gangster, whatever. We're gonna put category street gangster, and then you go to prison, and you reach those levels, bro. That's different.
It's different.
So yeah, I'm getting the chills thinking about it right now, bro. I don't like when I think about it, I be wanting to cry. Like I'm telling you. So
Well,
that
you
experience.
gonna be about it or you gonna be about something else.
Yep. So
It's gonna be real.
So and that's what I say about questioning. Like I didn't need nobody to come be like, hey, here go this knife, bro, and go or like force me or because I already was kind of like, okay, I was already in prison for like 5 years.
You tell this story about now. This is interesting. I want you to tell the audience. Like, so you say that you saw some cats put the demo down.
Yeah.
Like you was like, wait.
Yeah.
Wait. I don't know if I'm.
Yeah. So at this time, it was a lot of things going on. Like they just transferred me from Wasco to High Desert, right? And at this time, I'm like 24, and at this time, I'm in Wasco, Now, I think I'm the coldest gangster on level 3 yard. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm trying to. Hey, you gotta come to yard at this time, and we calling meters on the level 3. I'm talking about crazy level 3 stuff.
Right.
This is straight level 3 stuff, right? Level 3 stuff, right? It's just straight. So at this time, it was personally for me a lot of stuff going on, like as far as like this got all my time.
Right. How much time did you have at that time?
They gave me 15 years.
15 years.
So I'm like 2-3 years in my sentence.
Right.
So, and at this exact same time, it's a lot of stuff going on the streets, and I'm still like deep tied in on the streets. So I'm like, when one of my little bros died, rest in peace, little Aaron died, right? And a lot of stuff was going on and emotionally, homies, whatever, XYZ. Then they end up shifting, and then they end up moving me to High Desert. And at this time, I'm like,
which yard on High Desert?
What was it? This was 2018. So at this time, it wasn't, I don't know if it was C or D yard. At 18, it was the opposite. This wasn't the, what yard was
These yards where the hole is at. C is
D yard then.
Okay.
Because where I was at, building 8 was, it used to be the hole too.
Yeah, that's D yard.
D yard. So when they sent me up there, bro, I was already in like the headspace of like, damn, like, do the homies really give a fuck? Like, you know what I mean? Like, if this happened, if I was going on, it'd be World War 6000, right? It's on my mind. It's thinking, more for real. But none of this stuff.
He said it was like my mind, like, yeah, this was really happening. This would be World War 6000, you know. Like he come up here like, oh yeah, these dudes ain't no gangsters. I gotta show them how to get they gangsters.
Right. So this was but that, you know, when you in prison for a while and like you go through like the stages of grief,
right?
In prison for a gang member with his homies and his gang, it's stages of grief you go through where it's like, I'm really about this, and then you hate them, and then that's
right.
stages of that's that stage.
Okay.
So they sent me up to High Desert at that stage where I'm like, and then I met a Muslim brother named Champagne from San Diego. He gave me a book because it's all added to when I got to High Desert. He gave me a book called How to Break Down a Slave by Willie Lynch.
Yeah.
Like a week before I went up to High Desert, and I read it. So I was going through all this, like, I just read this, and I was going through all this stuff with homies, and, so I'm like, and they shipped me up to High Desert. So I'm like, and they shipped me up there, and they on lockdown from stabbing the police, getting off on the others. So I'm going up there, like, 22 years old. I'm like, I'm 23? 23.
So, tell me, how do you feel when you get off a bus, you go to a cage, and your cellie's like, oh, look, we on lockdown because the dudes just took off they flighted the police and they had a war with the others. Like how does it, what are you feeling at that moment?
My cellie was the dude that came up there on the bus.
Oh, he came on the bus?
Yeah, so we was both on the bus. It was on lockdown. So it was like, I swear, I was looking at this place. I was looking at this place like, what did I do with my life? I'm on the thing, bro. You know this level, so they hella extra. It's like it's like Con Air movie. You know, they move people to the thing. It was like that, but on a bus, like drive from R&R to the yard. So I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
Got my the homie next to me he was from Centerview, Paru. I forgot his strap. He was burnt out, but I'm so blessed that that's who Allah put me with, and that's who I went and sell with, because he laced my boots.
Right.
So I get it right, but my eyes is like this, and he knows I'm like nervous. You feel me? He like, you good? Why is you like this? I'm like, hell yeah, I'm nervous. I ain't nervous. Like, I don't know what to expect. Talking to guys like you on the yard, y'all talking about what happened 20, 30 years ago. I'm like, oh, they want me to go up here and throw it away? So I get up there, my eyes is big, right? So we on shackles. So then I'm like, my mom thinking, how did I get here? I'm asking myself, the ride is 18 hours. Now I'm like, how did I get here? What is this? Bro, the High Desert, my mind couldn't even fathom. I've been to regular level 3s. My mind couldn't even fathom. It looked totally different. I'm like, what did I
do?
do?
Right.
What did I do? I'm like, I ain't right. So I'm being very dramatic
but no, 180s are built different.
Because my mind couldn't shift.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so I'm 23, 24 years old. I'm not working out. I'm little. I'm like, oh my gosh, what is going on? I'm not spooked, but I'm, gangster. I'm like, what is going on here?
What do you mean you're not spooked? You spooked.
No, I'm spooked, but the possibility. What is this? What's going on? All the stories.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
who I'm about to get off on?
Who I'm get off on? Who's on his yard? Because I know, you somebody, no matter what, when you hit different yards, you want to know who's on these yards, because the politics will always go certain ways depending on what homies on the yard. That's how I'm thinking, like, oh, who's on who yard? Hope it's some homies from here or from there. But I ain't even thinking like that. I'm thinking about what the hell is this place I'm at, honestly. Bro, we go and I walk inside the building for the first time. It's 180 structure.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's quiet. I'm like, what is this? They put me and him in a cell with they rap the R&R rap.
Yeah.
They put me and him in a cell with our sheet. Bam, that's it. And they come, give us 2 toilet papers. And the cell is, at this time, the cell seemed like it's like a luxury hotel. You're going from a 270, small ones, to a level 3 to a 180. The cell looked like this big. So I go in the rack. He go on the top. I put my stuff there, and I'm just like this. I go to the door. I put my head on the door, and I'm like,
did you see that little one wall right there, and then the next wall right real close to it? You like, what?
I don't even know what to ask. I'm just like, and I'm like, bro, what am I supposed to? Y'all don't give us nothing. Like nothing. I'm like, whoa. Now I'm like, bro, what is going on? I'm like, I don't know what, and they don't even come walking after that.
Yeah.
It's just quiet. Just quiet. Sit on the bunk. And I ain't gonna lie, I'm asking myself, like, bro, what is this? How did I get here?
Did you ever go to the shoe?
Never been to the shoe, never been to the hole, none of that. Just sucking shit out, right? This little petty shit, petty level 3, level 2 politics, right? Little petty stuff. So I get up there, I'm like, wow, I'm really blown away. I'm like, I'm nervous. And I'm like, Strap, man, the dude named Strap from Centerview, Peru, he like, bro, we already was talking. He like, bro, I'm from Dago. He like, bro, he named all my homies that I know who all came up under. Like, literally, baby man, I'm tiny. I'm like, oh, bro, that's my guy. That's my, bro, that's my bro. You was with him. Oh, bro, I ain't seen him since I was like 15. Oh, so now that's kind of that, okay, that I know you are real, okay, you must be somebody because you naming all these people, you naming them. Now, so he laced me, bro. He like, look, bro, don't even trip. Like, just run your program. That's basically what it says, just run your program, bro. You're going to get dudes who's going to try to get you to run a program. You run your program. And I remember it was this. I know he was a Keyway. He was either out of Broadway or Main Street Crit. He just got out the hole with the shoe from doing like 20-some years. I don't know. To this day, I don't know who he is or what. I just remember kind of looking at him through the side window. He had like socks up here. You know he got out the shoe from doing like a long time. Socks up here. And then he come out, he like, man, he put us what happened about. It was a riot. They got off from the police. So I'm like, so I'm really like, oh, bro, I'm like, wow, for real? Like, and he like, man, you good? I'm like, bro, you got a book? He like, what book you trying to read? Like, what type of books? And I'm like, a book on African. He like, African what? At the time, I didn't even have the words to put African history, nothing. I'm just like, bro, just some history on Black people. He's like, bro, I got a book for you. He gave me a book called Black Fire, White Flame. Right. And I was was in there for like 2 or 3 weeks. That's all I read. And then they finally brought me to C status. And the bro Strap was just lacing me the whole time, just like, bro. And he ended up getting whooped a few months later because he was a J-Cat though. He was like but he laced my boots. He laced my boots, man. Like, just basically he told me like, man, just be yourself. Like, don't let nobody dictate your program. Motherfuckers up here don't care. Like, giving me the mindset of a level 4 of people on a level 4 180. So I was a loud little guy at first on the level 3s and 2s. Loud guy. I'm always loud. Man, you always like barely heard a peep out of me on level 4 180. Like, I was always the quiet, like, or always saying funny stuff. You know what I mean?
So but you remember that there was an experience where you was like where you decided to move into Islam from being a gang member. What was that about? Why did that happen?
So when I first went to High Desert, remember I was in this mind frame of like the stuff was going on, like one of my little bros died, and it kind of had me like emotional, you know what I mean? And then stuff with the homies, and they sent me up there, and then they put me on C status.
You keep saying stuff with the homies. What is this stuff with the homies?
Well, I started to realize what like my love for individuals and for the same things that I was wanting to do wasn't vice versa. Like I was feeling a certain way, and it made me realize, whoa, I only feel this way about this fervor and this I'm willing to go all the way there.
Yeah.
When I was in prison, all these specific things started to happen. Like a young homie died, and then certain things wasn't happening, and I'm like, bro,
okay,
you
got disenfranchised.
Disenfranchised,
disillusioned.
I got disillusioned, and then so all that, and then I started connect dots in my mind, like, well, what if that was me, or like, and then they send me to High Desert, and then comes the big kaboom.
Okay, what's the big kaboom?
It's levels to this shit. Like when you get to those we was talking about, get to 180, you get to the prison, but you get to like those high levels, and you start to see like the violence. I'm be honest with you, it was the violence. I'm like, bro, it made me think like, I said, hold up, damn. I say I don't give a fuck, but I just be bullshitting. Like, I just be bullshitting. Like on the streets, like, yo, I don't give a fuck. You know, you're in that mindset.
Right.
But you get up there, your gangster expands. Like what you say is gangster expands. Always with the fighting and stuff, 100. You get up there, bro, it's different. Ball game. This is like I said, Doug said it too. He said the violence, like you either with it or you're not.
Right.
And it goes to like when I always say like I check myself for anybody else check me. Like as far as just like, because I always had like introspection about myself all the time. Like always.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
So when I went up,
start kind of like talking to yourself.
Yeah.
Saying like, if this happened, what I'm gonna do? You know what I'm saying? So you was trying to figure it out before it happened.
Yeah, I'm like, hold on. Am I really trying to like, they got life, or I know dudes that got 4 or 5 years, come out to the yard, put it on the line, now they got 15 years. I know dudes my age, come in there 6 years for a dumb burglary. 22 years. Why? Because they want to prove that they down, right? So those were the things that I was kind of like, I'm like, hold on, bro. Remember, I think I told you, like, I always feel like I was blessed to come from where I came from and who I came up under, like, just my whole life to be able to get to a level where instead of somebody saying, hey, bro, you're going knife, and I'm like, bro, I'm not doing that. You know what I mean? Like, as far as, like, instead of acting like I was actually with that, I just kind of just, that's what I always say was Allah, honestly. Because y'all always be like, bro, if that was anybody, like, else, bro, you don't have no decisions on how you programming, like, but I was not running my own program. That's what I'm not saying. I was never. I was nobody's bigger than the card. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know what? Right. I was just.
You was checked in, but you was just giving passes.
Yeah, like just like I was just more just like I just was like, damn, bro, am I really willing to put on a line like that? Like I was asking myself, damn, bro, am I really like I want to go home? Like I got kids, I want to do this, I'll do that. Bro, even that's why I never got tattoos on my face when it was the cool thing to do. I'm like, hold on, bro. I'm thugging, but when I get 30, when I get 35, I'm not gonna be doing this.
Right.
I'm thugging, but even though I was thugging and everything, everybody was, I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, I'm not doing this. When I get 35, I'm gonna be okay.
Yeah.
Have you ever had that conversation? Because I know what he's talking about. When I got to the Bay, I did that. In my mind, I told myself, I said, like, this is where I'm at. Like, I'm fighting anything. If anybody say the wrong word, I'm fighting. And I told myself that so I don't hesitate.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When it's time to do something, you just want to go. You feel me? So I became that, I had that mentality and I became that person. So I know what he's talking about. Did you ever do that with yourself?
Yeah, continuously evolving. Like I continue to do that with me. Like I would wherever I was or whatever stage I found myself in, I would be like, okay, this is my limits. This is what I'm willing to do. This is what I'm, and when I'm in that, that was my big problem. I went to YA. I was supposed to do 18 months. I did 6 years because when I turned that crazy thing on, and like these are the lines, and my lines was way the hell out in some outer space somewhere.
Tell them to keep that thing in their pocket. Can't
Right.
tell them to keep that thing in that pocket.
No, you gotta put that thing in a box.
Yeah,
And
get it and
you put it
lock
in
it
a
up
box. You
and
put it in a
put it
box in the middle of you.
double
Right.
chain, double brink.
That's what I tell about because, and I get like that sometimes. Even now, I have to check myself and say, man, like you can't be in that. You can't take yourself to that extra level.
Language.
Yeah.
You can't even be saying like, I do this or I do
Yup.
that.
Right.
Yup.
Those situations occur.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So,
And you'll feel it in your body.
Mm-hmm.
You feel it in your body, man. Like if you start talking like that, you'll feel it. You actually like, oh man, it's like whoa, let me back
Whoa.
up, man.
Hey, it's crazy because it's also crazy because like I can remember when I actually like even though I was in high desert, I can remember what first made me like first ask myself like what the hell am I like the second time remember the first time I actually seen a real stabbing like it was a dude it was a dude named Weasel from up north. He gave me his I just gave him back his Boosie CD, right? A touchdown, one of his Boosie CDs. So we on the yard, and he wasn't even supposed to even come to yard. They somehow get him to come to yard, and to come down. He knows that this is about to go down. This is Northaniel. He knows it's about to go down. Our table is like right here, and the Northaniel's table is probably like 20 yards away from us. And he comes out and he's getting a haircut, like he's there cutting his hair. The two dudes cutting his hair. I'm like, he knows this is about to go down. He knows he's about to get ate up. We don't know though. No one knows. We're sitting there. I'm like, Weasel he used to come by my door I actually wrote this incident in my journal. Like that. Like
Right.
I got a journal. I started journaling in the high desert. I got journals that I'm gonna be coming out with, bro. Journals are like that. Like got through my journey in high desert.
Yeah.
Bro, we're sitting there and we sit. They tables like facing that way, like we on the yard. Bro, he's there cutting his hair, and they just start booking him. Bro, he pulls out his knife. It's two of them on him and him. They booking him. He booking them. They all booking each other. Bam, bam, bam. I'm sitting there. Look, I'm sitting there. Yard down. The police is walking. They don't run. They walk. I'm sitting there. Bro, it's like a Jason Freddy movie, bro. They was butchering them. Bro, it was like blood all over me. Butchering them. Bro, they shooting block gun. They ain't shooting, they shooting a block gun. They tell them to prone out. They prone out. Bro, they prone out and the dude is still butchering them like this. I'm like 15, 20 yards away. It's so much, blood start turning into like burgundy. Like it's, bro. What? Bro, when I tell you, this dude was healthy man. He was supposed to go home in 2 months.
Yeah.
Whatever happened, bro. That was the first one of many violences I've seen. I'm like, I sit there and say, oh no, they don't give a fuck, and that's what made me say no. They don't give a fuck. I was like, I give a fuck.
George Jackson, right? He said you got to check these guns in at the gate, right? And he was talking about, that thing, it's a phrase I used to say too, right? In the penitentiary, you got to smell my breath.
Yeah.
Right. It's different. It's different from dumping the dude. Right.
Yeah, for
like
sure.
you gonna be. I'm gonna be up close and personal. I'm gonna touch you. Right. You gonna feel me. Right. And that's what that penitentiary violence is about. It's really personal. It's not some. It's different from just dumping on a cat. It's real personal. And like you putting something in a cat and you banging and bang 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 and you like and it's
Look
like
at this guy's face.
I'm projecting what I saw.
Yeah, facts, man.
Nothing I've
Yeah, for
personally
sure.
experienced.
Crazy experiences, bro.
Yeah, but no. So now I'm saying, but that's real. Like, so that's like you really like into that thing, right? And it's really different.
Yeah.
And you were sharing with me at one time like how that difference, like you told yourself, I'm not that dude.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be standing in the middle of no yard like hitting no dude 70 times. Like I'm just not that guy.
Yeah, bro, that's how, bro. And because it goes into like I said, like that's why I always say, like I checked myself, and then like.
But was it a fear of the time, a fear of the gun of killing you, a fear of what?
It was a fear of never going home.
Right.
Like I'm like, damn. It was a fear. I'm like, if we gotta get there, we gotta do. It's going up. But it was like, damn, a fear of never going home. Like, damn, am I really willing to like? Do I really give a fuck about being who I think I am? Because then I'm at the same time I'm always acting like, is this? Damn, I remember looking at myself in the mirror on the high desert and asking myself like, bro, am I really who everybody say I like? Literally, I had to like, am I really? And I'm like, no, bro.
But none of us are. Right?
Yeah, right.
Like none of us. Like we all got. I got a reputation. Baby Duck got a reputation. You had a reputation. Like none of us are what our reputations are because we're human beings. We're complex. We got so much more going on than just what people project you. Like people just think sometimes like, okay, you go. You like you the homie just go, man. Like he go. But you don't know all the other stuff you got going on in our heads, like all the other stuff we struggling with, and all the. So none of us are those guys that our reputations call for because people are only looking at us in one dimension.
One dimension, yep.
Right, and we're very complex human beings. So, but like when you came across that particular thing, like you came up and said, "I am not." When you admit, sometimes it takes some time for us to admit to ourselves that we are not what we built ourselves up to be. And even time, because like I know myself and Michael, we consciously tried to make ourselves into who we became, and that was a conscious decision to actually go to the place that you didn't want to go to. We consciously decided to go there, and then we found out the mythology of what we were doing later on.
Yeah,
you never like entered the mythology. Like you were like, I don't mythologically believe this nonsense.
Because what's crazy is that because like I was it's crazy. We just had this conversation a few days ago. I know like something told me to be like, 'cause I was always watching other people. Like I was always watching when I was on the yards. Even though I seemed like I was like the most, I was always curious, always paying attention. Like, bro, I do not want to be like that. Or, bro, I do not want to do that. Right. I mean, I remember people used to tell me like, oh, bro, you're going to be like the G homie, whoopty whoop whoop. I don't even know who this guy is. Like, bro, you're going to be like this till you 80, like whoopty whoop whoop. I'm like, bro, you think I'm going to be doing this till I'm 65? And so when I got like up there, like I always take it like, bro, like I just knew my gangster was different as far as just like, this gangsters all on the yard. But I just knew like, damn, if I actually like, now I realize now like, damn, if I actually be myself, I'm solid. You feel me? I done did everything everybody else probably did on the streets. You feel me? But if I just really be myself, but now I know what I was thinking now that I look back like, oh, okay, just let me be who I am. And everybody else gonna probably accept it. Like, so I could say that's what I did in High Desert to the best of my ability, and that's what like led to like real dudes that we know, real cold-hearted, and real gangsters. Right. That was like, I like that little nigga right there. I like that. I like him from, and this ain't talking about dudes from like Dago. This is dudes from other areas, because like I always feel like I guess what people allow me to do You know what I mean? If you're not you know what I mean? If you're not doing certain things, you already know, like, why are you even right here? You know what I mean?
Right.
So I know for a fact, like, I know it was it was a blessing from Allah, and two, it was just the genuine gangsters that was around me that just seen. I don't
So
know.
I have a final question because something you just said brings us to mind. Were you? I guess I might have to ask it in two parts. I don't know, but maybe I'll try it this way. Were you useful to the homies when you were in high desert?
Yeah. Yep.
In what way?
Especially because it's crazy, right? And I say useful, like maybe not like in a physical violent sense as far as like get on this, get on that, get on that. But like when it came to like older homies and me being a young homie, a YG, like I know for them to see me, how I was like moving on the yard, I was like how you see me, I'm curious, I was reading, so I knew like in that way, like I was like, I like even though I was in there, I was like, bro, bro, I'm gonna push so hard when I got, cause I knew everybody else had life. Everybody else is gone, gone, gone. So I was useful, like for like I feel like I played a role of what was the word I'm like 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 gave them meaning, you know, in a sense. Like when you in those settings, there's so many G homies that's still in there that was like, damn, boy, damn young homie, like you like they don't come like you no more. As far as just like curious, always asking questions, or always like knowing like, oh yeah, this is gonna be the homie that's gonna get out and do something different. And those 99 other young YGs, they just doing, you already know how that goes.
Right.
So like that's how I say I looked at myself useful more like that. Like was I carrying knives, making knives, or anything? No, I wasn't doing none of that shit.
No.
So let me ask you something. When you hit the yard, was you representing where you from?
Oh hell yeah, that's Mendo. That's Mendo, yeah. So hell yeah.
Like your homies, was there ever times where issues came about and somebody had to deal with them?
No.
And so it never really became a time where issues came about and somebody had to deal with them.
You didn't have to deal with it.
No, like so because you know like and that was a blessing too. Like and when I was in high desert, like we didn't have too many of those occasions. Like that's time when the yard was like, it wasn't like we didn't have no riots. We didn't have the DP. Like I was like none of that. Too much of that didn't happen on the yard. Like yeah, like produced probably from like other places, but like
because your car, like like I was talking with Ricky Weaver and Racid about the SD car, right? The SD Crip car.
Mm-hmm.
But you a blood, so how does that work for Bloods? Like, so are y'all part of just the whole Damu car? Or you got your own thing? Y'all got your own function where y'all got a command structure in your own thing? Or like it's just like why was it that because things happened on the yard for sure. It had to happen. It's high desert. Why was it that your function or y'all wasn't getting into stuff because y'all wasn't?
Oh no. Things happened on the yard. So okay, I'm gonna put it like this. It was a homie, right? And like after a while, homies would stop coming to me about like issues, like, oh, you know, this is going on the yard, right? Because after a while, a lot of homies knew Boolin don't even give a fuck. Literally, like we were just talking about one of the individuals like a few days ago. And literally, we talking to each other, and he like, Boolin, I don't even know why I'm telling you. You ain't even know that. You don't even give a fuck. You know what I mean? Like it was like that, like you don't even care. Boolin don't even give a fuck. And it was like, so I kind of played that into my best ability. So it was like as far as just like, I'm not saying situations, of course situations happen, but it was like. I'm
gonna tell you this. What's crazy about what you're saying is that to get out of the penitentiary, right? Like for cats like me, Michael, and the others. Like
I know it kills your mind when I tell you my journey. If you be like, bro, what?
No, I'm saying, but I'm saying like for us, we had to actually get where you're talking about.
Yeah.
Right. That's the only way to get out the penitentiary. Yeah, you have to stop caring about the penitentiary because there's always issues. You can turn everything into nuclear war if you wanted to, right?
You took an extra ketchup,
Right.
and it was supposed to go to the South Sider,
Right.
and he needs to get his ass whooped, or we're going up on the yard. And next thing you know, he's getting beat up by 30 dudes over a ketchup. Hey, I should be like that over some ketchup.
Right.
You want to stab this guy over some? Come on, that's what I was.
No,
that's how I was thinking.
But
Like,
that's the crazy thing is what I'm saying is that you were kind of special in that you got there without having to go through all of the rigmarole.
I mean, it had to be a different time, though.
yeah,
That's
way
the other
different.
thing.
Yeah, hella
That's the
different
other
time.
thing.
Yeah, my time was
The other thing that we.
That's what I'm saying. Because I know when I first hit some of these yards, like going to the band stuff like that, my mentality was the first thing that happened, I want to go do it.
Right.
Because I'm expected. In my mind, I'm looking at it like I'm expected to go do it.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Because this is what we've been laced on.
It's crazy you said that, right?
You know what I'm saying? So that's so you had a different mindset as to like you had the luxury where you didn't have to care about stuff because it didn't matter if you cared about something or not.
Yeah. Facts. Hey, facts. Hey, facts.
You're gonna have to deal with it.
Facts.
So it didn't matter.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Hey.
Otherwise than that, you needed to be telling individuals that I'm no longer a part of this. If
Yeah.
you was a part of something, you could be getting involved in it.
And like
You know,
that
that's
was
how it worked.
because I actually did not. It's okay. Hold on. It's crazy to say because I was talking to my brother. My brother on a level 4 right now. The life sentence. My brother.
Right.
Free my bro, Marcel Price.
Free Marcel Price.
Free Marcel Price. You know what I mean? Unjustly unjust. I was talking to him yesterday, right? And he was just telling me that he was with somebody that was in the yard with me, and like dude was telling him like, bro, what's up, my bro? Like, bro, your brother program was A1, right? Was telling my bro this. And my bro, and it was crazy. It's the first time what y'all just said, y'all mindset was, that's my bro personality, because my bro was asking me like, bro, how did you, because he knew I was in high desert one day, and he was like, yeah, you know, dude was like, bro, your brother program was A1, like he'll play basketball and then he'll be over somewhere else, or he'll be here, or he'll be there, and my brother was like, the way he strategically is going about being on level 4 prison is he been on there for like 6 years already. They don't ask him to do nothing now. Not the DP, nobody, because you know what his was? He hit the yard. He said, bro, my mindset was I'm gonna hit the yard and I'm on anything that needs to go down. And he was like, bro, I strategically pick and choose what I'm gonna do. Like now, like he's like, bro, soon as hit the yard, whenever it was something that need to get DP or somebody need to get socked up, guess who was the first one to be like, oh, me, my bro. Now he like, bro, because I did that for the first few years. Now he on some, bro, I'm trying to get home, I'm trying to do this. Now I'm not trying to get on.
He earned that.
Right?
He earned that.
And that was the first time I was able to realize, oh, damn, me and my brother had the exact same journeys, but we went about our journeys two different ways. So it made me realize what, like now it made me realize, damn, my journey really was like I actually went a different route. Like it's to this day.
That's what I was, when you were talking, that's what it struck me, because my route was different, right? My route was front line. I was like I literally earned the right to command men to go into war, because when it was time for me, I went. Right. And so, and I was wondering when you were talking, is that my truth? Is that a truth, or is it my truth? Or like, am I saying that I earned it, or was it always possible? I honestly don't believe it was remotely possible in my era to do what you did. Like,
it wasn't possible.
Hey,
Doug said, like, we can get off that conversation, right?
It wasn't possible.
It would have been possible. You would have to say you're not a part of it. Like I ain't pushing with the gang. I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm a Christian or whatever. I'm a non-affiliate. This, and that, and you still gonna have people looking at you crazy.
Right. See, so like
and you was
that's what was interesting.
And now you're not. They're gonna be looking at you like, because I was one of them people that's gonna be looking at you crazy.
For sure.
No, hey, but you know what's crazy is
That's the only thing I'm saying. Like, times have changed, though.
Yeah.
So I think he had the luxury to be able to do that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Absolutely.
Because you know, if say for instance, a young dude come on the yard, he's from somewhere, and an issue is going on, he's gonna be one of the first dudes to get sent on that because we don't know this dude. So we gotta know who you are. We gotta know what you about. You know what I'm saying? You ain't just gonna come on this yard and some stuff going on, and we all been probably on this yard been doing stuff, and you haven't done nothing. So people they gotta know.
Damn.
For people to get chose to do something. You know, it might not be to catch a case because we know you don't have life, but you're gonna have to sock on somebody or something. You feel me?
That's crazy. I didn't go through none of that high desert.
That's just crazy.
Is it mind-blowing?
Every time he tells me that, I didn't go through none of that. I'm like, where were you at? I was in high desert for 13 years, and there wasn't no high desert I was in.
No. It's not that. It's not that it wasn't because it was very because maybe I have a way of romanticizing to because it was a very gruesome political it was very bro it was hard. So,
I know, believe me, I know.
So it's crazy now because I look back at it now because a lot of the dudes that I was with, it's a few dudes that I was with who I think I was telling you about them. One of them was on YouTube, right? And some of them are just out now moving and ripping around moving, right? It's interesting. We was all on the same yard together, neighbors, a lot of us, few of us. And I look at where I'm at and what I talk about and what I think, and I look at them who I was all on the yard with, who was still they was involved in Ethan. I used to tell them, I was calling them dudes idiots every day, bro, what is wrong with you, bro? Why are you? You know what I mean? I was the homie that was bro, the fuck you jump off of Mars or something? Right? You jump off of Mars, right? Because I was one of the homies that used to be once I started, I used to be bro, you don't think that you should be doing this? And they'd be and they used to always hit me with, bro, you know the reason why I'm not pushing the way you're pushing is we always hear it too. It's bro, because I'm not all the way there yet. I don't want to shout on no fence. So when I used to hear people tell me that all the time, I used to take that personally. What do you mean? Straddle a fence or you're not I used to take shit like that personally. What do you mean? Straddle the fence or you know what I mean? What I'm doing is bad or it's not good or something, right? But I started to say is now I look at it wow, at this moment, I'd be damn, bro, they on the way back to prison and things like that, you know? We were both at this moment in time together, and now 10 years later, I'm damn, bro, you talking you still on level 4180 on the streets, you know what I mean? Or bro, you still talking like that we was on? Oh, bruh. Now I know I was on the right path. And all these dudes could be nah, Boolin ain't lying. He was on that, and right, he was there. He was. So to this day, I just give it to Allah.
Yeah. I was in the heart of it, man. I was in the heart of it, where it all happened, in the dark of it. I'm talking all the graphic. Do I ever miss a block? Man, they all asses. I think it's heaven at the top till it all crashes. I was functioning with the rep cause I was one of them. Look, every soldier around kept a gun on them. Everything looking for them, running up on them. I got some pictures in my mind, I could never post them. It was explosive every day.